Hi all, today we are going to discuss one more cloud design pattern. It is called asynchronous service request and reply pattern. In this one, this is bit different from there are two types of asynchronous request and reply pattern are running. One is based on the queue, in which what will happen, you will take request, you will put it into the queue, and then consumer will consume from it, and it will serve the request and it will send response to the user or notification or something it will send. Or if you will refresh the page, then you will be able to know that what is the latest status of your task whatever you have given. Another thing is that you will give request, it will take that particular request in a separate thread and it will return 202 to you, and then what will happen is that it will complete this task and all those things. The client whosoever has requested this thing, it will keep checking one another endpoint, which will be the status endpoint, where it will keep checking that if my task is done or no, if my task is done or no. If this task is done, then what will happen? Suppose this consumer has completed, task is done, then this status API will return 302 redirection API, and in this one it will return the actual URL where your resource lies. So today we are going to discuss about this thing. So that queue based one is pretty available in all the companies and all those things. Let's discuss this API based one. So API based one is mostly required in a case where client interaction wants things in real time or near real time. So what will happen? Suppose if you have a client and you put it into the queue will process it, consumer will process it, then you have to build a notification mechanism on top of it, because client cannot keep waiting until your task is done and you are not providing any status check API and all those things. So what happens where client is directly involved? Let's take an example. Suppose file uploads this thing. So in file upload, one person has uploaded, but you cannot freeze his screen on the upload screen itself. Just like in a Google Drive, if you open a page, what will happen is that if you upload a large page, then in the bottom one, it will open and pop up. It's running in a separate thread where it is uploading, continuously uploading to the Drive website, and rest of the page are open. You can do whatever you want to do, and once it is completed, browser will keep checking if it is completed. If it is completed, then you will get a resource URL where this particular thing has been uploaded or completed, then you can directly redirect it to that place. So it helps where person is waiting and it has not gone, it has not left the screen. So this is helpful in those cases. What happens is that nowadays, now you can anyone can ask question is that why we are not doing it into the real time, because it will not be a kind of user friendly thing to freeze everything until unless everything is done and you are uploading it. So system, there are several systems involved, they can delay things. So to avoid those things, we need to have asynchronous request and reply thing. So in this one, now let's discuss in the detail. What will happen is that it will send a request, client will send a request, API endpoint will return 202 saying that I have accepted your request and it's fine and I can process. Before sending 202, you have to validate all the things that this request can be processed further. If any validation error and all those things are there, you should return upfront in 4 series that things are not fine and you have to resubmit the request. If things are fine and you return 202, then what will happen? The client will start hitting the status API in HTTP polling manner. Now what will happen is that it will return 200, it's fine, it will return 200, it's fine, till the time your behind work is being done. If behind work is being done, then this status API will return 302. Inside that 302 itself, it will return the destination URL, and then browser will point to the destination URL and it will get the 200. So this will be the design pattern. Now let's try to find out that what all the issues and considerations will be there. As what will happen is that all these things are async one. So suppose what will happen in the last leg, your resource gets stuck or it's not able to complete the task, but already you have taken the request. So there should be a mechanism. It should be auto mechanism as well as manual as well. So what should happen is that if client does not want to wait and it want to cancel that particular thing, so you should provide that cancel. So as soon as it will cancel, manually you will go ahead and cancel that background running job. Or it should be auto cancel as well if it's taking too much time than the waiting time expected. So in that case also you should cancel it and send a message that upload failed or respective business cases. So now comes the point is where we should use this. We should be using this where client is directly involved and they are waiting. They are not moving away from your screen and they are on the screen and they want some response to be seen there. So this will be helpful to you in those cases. It should not be helpful in the cases where you don't want async first. The next is your response is needed in real time. You cannot wait or something. You have certain validations on top of that response, and you have further journey. Then also you cannot use this. So this is kind of overall for request response async manner.